So I just want to say thank you to the entire YIMBY movement because I've been around long enough to have been here before the YIMBY situation occurred. Back when at City Hall we would have hearings on housing and there would be 300 people show up against it and then 2 show up in favor. And what the YIMBY movement, this entire community has done, it has tapped into something very, very real that was always there, but that wasn't present in the debate about housing. We went through all these years making it hard, decades, making it harder and harder and harder to build housing, finding every excuse in the universe for why housing didn't make sense. And by doing that, we screwed an entire generation and said, you're not welcome here. You can go somewhere else. There's no housing for you. And what happened was, and it's not just young people in the YIMBY movement, this is an age-diverse movement, of course, but led by many young people rising up and saying, wait, what about our future? Where is our place in this community? And that has been so incredibly powerful. And it has completely and utterly changed the debate about housing in San Francisco and now in all of California. And the public opinion is with us, right? People who are mad and angry and oppositional are often going to be the most motivated to show up at town halls and at City Hall and yelling and screaming and sending emails. But we know where the people of California are. And the people of California want more housing. And the people of California know that it's a moral failure that people are living in their cars and getting up every day and going to work. And the people of California know that it's a moral failure that 1 in 20 school children in California is homeless. That it's a moral failure when young families feel like, I had my second kid, so I have to leave, and I'm going to go move to Denver now. People get it, that this is a problem, and that we have to build a lot more housing. And so sometimes it takes a while to trickle up or trickle down to the politicians, where it's the people that lead, but it is working. And more members of the legislature, more and more city council members, more and more mayors are willing to stand up and say the status quo isn't working, it's broken, we need to do things differently, we need to make it a hell of a lot easier to build every conceivable form of housing, every kind of housing, and we are moving in that direction. And you look in San Francisco, the last 3 big citywide, hard-fought, like skin of our teeth kind of elections, the pro-housing candidate won 3 times in a row. You look at the East Bay and someone like Nancy Skinner or Buffy Wicks. And when Buffy was running, we would do the therapy thing. I'm like, they said it about me too, don't worry. But you look just around the state and more and more pro-housing elected officials, and I know we're going to win. That tells me that we are going to win. And we had some great wins this year around ADUs, around missing middle housing, around all sorts of great housing proposals, and these 2 individuals to my left played a critical role in making that happen. And we're going to take this momentum and move into next year. We're going to get SB 50 passed. We are going to... And then we're going to continue to go on from there. So I have now had the honor of introducing my amazing Senate colleague across the Bay. People sometimes say, Scott, you are so fierce about housing. I'm like, well, you haven't met Nancy Skinner yet. And I learned how to do the street fighting thing in San Francisco politics. But then when I got to the legislature, Nancy actually taught me how to legislate and actually how to move an agenda forward. And she has been an incredible mentor to me. And every time I'm like, oh shit, I have no idea what to do now. I pick up the phone and I call Nancy and she tells me how to solve the problem. And 99 times out of 100, she's right. So Nancy, first of all, cheers to YIMBY. Cheers to a bright housing future that I know we're going to have. And now please join me in welcoming to San Francisco the amazing Senator Nancy Skinner.